For Comedy Hype News, I'm Jay Will. Thanks to his performance as Julius Rock in Everybody Hates Chris, Terry Crews was once appreciated for his portrayal of a father figure in the black community, where his character embodied a strong black male who took care of his wife and kids. His representation of black men in the media was valued since there have been a number of black male stereotypes placed on TV. Crews's physical appearance alone says dominating, strong, not easy to fold, but in reality, people are now feeling the opposite about him, as his comments over the last few years have left fans wondering where his loyalty lies. Here's why Terry Crews became hated. One of the earliest signs that people began feeling indifferent about Crews dates back to 2014, 5 years after the ending of Everybody Hates Chris. That year in May, Crews was interviewed on Vlad TV and was asked about the comments of former Clippers owner Donald Sterling. That previous month, then Clippers owner Donald Sterling was caught on tape telling his mistress to not bring black people to his games. The recording received national coverage as many called for Sterling's removal from the NBA. In Crews's interview, he would go on to say that we need to forgive Donald Sterling for his comments. His defense was the tapes were recorded in secret, and everyone has said something that they've regretted in a moment of anger. We need to forgive Donald Sterling. You've done it too. I'm guilty of it. That following year, in January 2015, Terry appeared in the Get Shaved in the Face campaign commercial for Old Spice. In the commercial, Crews took on dual roles, playing himself and a fictional version of his wife. For the part, Crews said he looked at the Bosom Buddies for inspiration. Bosom Buddies was an old 80s sitcom starring Tom Hanks and Peter Scolari. Both men wear dresses in the show as well. The commercial would place Crews in a dress, which bothered those who feel black men oftentimes are emasculated in the media. What I did was channel Tom Hanks and Peter. That's all you gotta do. Everybody is trying to make it a political thing out of it. I'm just having fun. I know I'm a man. You put me in a dress, I'm more manly. Now that wouldn't be the only time Crews would showcase his more gender fluid side. In February 2019, Crews was seen wearing high boots and a purse to the Grammy Awards. And that wasn't the first time he even was seen rocking a man purse. In 2015, he was a guest on Conan and defended its use. Sometimes women have great ideas. Crews would go on to explain that he was tired of asking his wife to hold his things for him, so he decided to solve the problem on his own. In the fall of 2017, Crews told the world that he was sexually assaulted by a Hollywood executive. The event happened in 2016, and Crews stated that the reason he didn't speak out against it was the fear of being blackballed by show business. As the incident came to light, some supported the NFL star turned actor, while others criticized Crews for his lack of physical retaliation. In August 2018, D.L. Hughley was interviewed on Vlad TV and would speak out against Crews' stance over the matter. I think it's hard for me to think that a dude with all those muscles can't tell an agent to not touch his ass. Crews would hear Hughley's comments and would not take them lightly. In response, he tweeted, D.L. Hughley, you told the world God gave me muscles so I could say no. Are you implying that I wanted to be sexually assaulted? The two would go back and forth on social media, with Crews claiming that he pushed and restrained the executive. Hughley responded by saying, that's different than slapping the shit out of him. In January 2020, Crews was criticized for not coming to the defense of Gabrielle Union after she revealed America's Got Talent was a toxic work environment. Union would take to the press that she felt discriminated against while a part of the popular talent show. I can't speak for sexism because I'm not a woman. Crews, who was Union's former co-worker, actually doubled down on his comments by saying America's Got Talent was the most diverse place he's ever been in his 20 years in entertainment. Many would have issues with Crews' comments by saying just because Crews hadn't experienced discrimination doesn't mean discrimination didn't exist on set. Many would also point out the fact that 2 years earlier, in 2018, Union came to Crews' defense after he was groped by the Hollywood executive. Terry Crews is a stand-up guy, literally one of the nicest people in our industry. He is honest, kind, and a true professional. I believe him and stand by him. A few days later, Crews apologized for not coming to the defense and contradicting Union's statements. Crews would go on to tweet, I want you to know it was never my intention to invalidate your experience, but that is what I did. You have been through a lot in this business, and with that I empathize. with the struggle toward fairness and equality in the workplace. I hear you, I respect you, and understand you. I am sorry. I am here to support you. I spoke from my own personal point of view without first taking into consideration someone else's experience. This experience would put fans on notice that Cruz would negate the comments of others in order to protect his own job, especially considering Union is a black woman. And now in June of 2020, in response to the Black Lives Matter movement and protests, Cruz would shake things up again by tweeting, "Defeating white supremacy without white people creates black supremacy. Equality is the truth. Like it or not, we are all in this together." Cruz's comments was met with mixed response, with many in the black community speaking against his statement. Tyler James Williams, who played his TV son for 4 years on Everybody Hates Chris, would say, "I'm not trying to call you out, Terry Crews. You know it's all love always, but we're rightfully angry right now and fed up with anyone not with our cause wholeheartedly. I don't want to see the energy pointed your way or diverted from the cause." Comedian Godfrey also responded to Cruz to let him know how he felt about his comment. "I love you as a friend, Brother Terry, but I disagree with you 100%. No such thing as black supremacy. This is a tactic that racist whites use to counteract our rebellion to their horrific treatment of us. It's called gaslighting. Black pride isn't anti-white." Cruz's mentions were filled with comments, and he later tweeted, "Any black person who calls me a coon or Uncle Tom for promoting equality is a black supremacist because they have determined who's black and who is not." And the irony of all this is that Cruz's success seems to be a direct result of white supremacy. Now, how can someone who now appears on the opposite end of the black community appear to still advance with their career? From neglecting the experience of black women in a toxic environment to his comments on black supremacy, Cruz's behavior has been disappointing to see by many, especially those who supported him since his early beginning. For more news and comedy, be sure to head over to comedyhype.com and follow us across social media. For Comedy Hype News, I'm Jay Will.